Greg Oz, and now Larry Mitchell on electric guitar.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday Night Live. And yes, it's hot and stormy out, I can tell that. Braxel, you got 100 degrees outside with clouds and thunder and lightning. I hear you. Braxel, you're in Dallas, right? Brett's in Oregon. Hi, Brett, on Twitch. Tom K in Colorado. Thank you, Tom. Steel Horsey Ride, yeah. Bon Jovi. Sun Medicine, Sun Machine, Sun Mask. Yes. Machine? Mask Machine? Machine. Hello, where are you watching from? Braxel, you're in Fort Worth. Twitch and DF Dub in Dallas. Got the Texas representing here. Jeannie Thompson right down the road in Montgomery. Mike Zimmerman. Mitch from Michigan. Hello. Jabsy2, Central California. Thank you guys. I'm starting to get the Twitch thing together. Well, hopefully. Feels like it. I'm going to say that. I'm getting the Twitch thing together. Not a lot of technical issues, I'm hoping. Let's see. Mason in Boston area. Susanna Rogers, right down the road. Auburn in the house. Oh, Jeannie, thank you. Glad you like that. Sun Machine, thank you. Cousin David is on. Where am I? I'm at home. I'm at the chocolate room. This is the chocolate room. I am home. I'm headed to Australia soon, a couple of weeks. And shows are starting to come in. I'm playing the Noosa Music Festival. Well, that's not Noosa Comes Together. Noosa Comes Together. Noosa, Australia, which is, I believe, part of the Sun Coast. I believe that. I got my Australian hat on today because it's warm. It's warm because it's cool. But what's coming up right before that? So I'll be heading out to Australia on September 1st. But right before that, I have a show with Jesse Bennett and the Mercy. Jesse Bennett and I keep saying the Mercury. Jesse Bennett and the Mercy. And I got my Jesse Bennett shirt came in the mail today. There is that. That's on Friday, the 29th in Athens, Georgia. And then the next day I'm flying to Seattle. And then the 31st I'm playing the Kitsap Blues Festival. I'm a last minute add-on. And but it's a beautiful festival, lots of guitar players, lots of great guitar players, a lot of people I know. And then on Saturday, the headline is Chris Stone Kingfish. And Kim Archer's playing. She's been on my show on Tuesday nights before when I've been up in Seattle. I don't remember if she's playing Saturday or Sunday. I hope she's playing Sunday. But Allie Venable, who I've known for a long time, is playing. She's out of Texas. And with her band, and then the headliner is Eric Gales, and I'll be on right in between them. But I am playing solo. And then the next day I fly to Australia. Hey, Ralph Higgs. I'm in the Commander Starship. You know, I'm going to try it tonight. I have this cool video in space. See if I can play it. It's been a trip trying to get these things to work. Let's see. Am I pushing my luck? First of all, I got to find it. You know what? Let me see. Where are we at? Talking. Starship. I'm building it. Gonna need. Come on a journey with me. I need a talkback mic in this scene. I need the video. Because I can't find it, so it's probably going to tell me it's already in here. Ship. And I'll play the next song with that on there. Oh, I'm already lost. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Oh, here we go. Who else is watching? Bill and CJ, are you watching in Ecuador? Salinas, Ecuador. Is this Souls? Ooh, I'm gonna need that as well. Oh, because it's in the. I just renamed that, didn't I? Talk amongst yourselves for a second. What are we gonna call this? Because the other one's called Ship. Souls. They're backwards, but I can figure that out. Spaceship. Ooh, so I can't. Oh, so you can't test that. Or we'll see if it works in a second. Denise in Sheridan, we got some Sheridan, Wyoming people watching. Hi, Denise. What age did I start playing guitar? 9. And I'm self-taught. Community taught. Self-taught, then community taught. Jeannie, it's Hot Lick City. I'm trying. Hands feel good today. I'm trying. Hey, Stephen. Thank you very much. Stephen on Twitch in New England area. Felicia Harding, Sheridan, Wyoming again. It's awesome. I am coming to Sheridan. October. All right, so I don't want to skip ahead, but in October, it's going to be zigzagging all over the place. October 9th? No, 10th. I'm playing with Joy Harjo in Laramie, Wyoming. United States Poet Laureate Joy Harjo in Laramie, Wyoming. But on the 11th and 12th, I think the 13th, I am in Sheridan. You guys know Raleigh's putting it together. I believe one day is going to be a benefit event for autism. Let's see, Steve Starita on Facebook, Long Island. Thank you very much. I was just talking about Long Island shows today. Actually, twice, or this morning, separate call, and then another call this evening about possible Long Island for next July. But actually, I'm trying to work on July, the end of October for New York, because I have to come to New Jersey. So I'm going to try and do some stuff on Long Island. Quantum Mechanic, thank you very much. Danny from Maggie's Dream is on. Danny Palermo on Facebook. Yeah, late 80s, early 90s, band called Maggie's Dream. Great. My friend Tony James was the drummer. Danny, Raph, Lonnie, great band. And actually, they were one of the reasons I went on the Billy Squier tour to play guitar with Billy Squier, because Billy's like, I got this new band that's going to open the tour, and they're really great. Rob Draco. Rob Rosa is such a bad dude, such an awesome dude, singing lead. If you're in the Hispanic-speaking countries, Rob Rosa is Draco. He was also in Menudo, and he co-wrote Livin' La Vida Loca and with Ricky Martin. He was in Menudo with Ricky Martin. And he was the singer of Maggie's Dream. And then he was guitar player, one of the guitar players. We had a blast. So when Billy said, yeah, I got this band opening up, and you should come on the road with us. And I'm like, Maggie's Dream. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Jeannie, for posting the 105 show. Tom K, Southwest Colorado. Japsy 2, Sean Haru. Spencer Christie, V. Marie. Okay. I'm taking you're in France. Right, you're in France. Yes. It's got to be late there. Who else? Ralph Higgs. Martian Murray? Nice. Martian Murray. Margaret Ryman in Atlanta, right down the road. Drove to Atlanta today, and it was crazy rain. Ben W, thank you. Hello. Thank you, Felicia, for all the love. All right, let me get back to current. Kevin, the music heals. Listening to the road in Ohio somewhere, headed to Jacksonville. From Jacksonville to upstate New York. Awesome, Kevin. Steve Harmony on Twitch on Long Island now. Yes, more Long Island. I'm coming. Oh yeah, Jeannie. October 21st, Jeannie Thompson and I. Jeannie has a new record out called The Myth of Water, and it's her poetry and some music that I created for it, inspired by her poetry. And she's reading the poetry over the music. We actually have a live event at New South Books in Montgomery, Alabama, and it's Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Tuesday, 5 o'clock, October 21st. New South Books. Zek606, hello. Yeah, if you want to check out the Myth of Water, it's on Bandcamp only right now. So check it out. Jeannie, so you can search for Jeannie Thompson, and it's one N in Jeannie. And you'll find it. Or Jeannie can post the links up there. Mike Zimmerman, 64 in Mission. 64 sounds really nice. Braxel got dark chocolate. No chocolate right now. I'm trying so hard to do no or little sugar, and it's brutal. The first two, this is week 2, it's brutal, and I have caved many times. Starting with that chocolate puppy I hate in San Diego. Oof. Hi, Aunt Thelma and Janet. My cousin Janet. My mom's on. Cousin David's on. Japsy2, what does the t-shirt say? It says Jesse Bennett, JJ Bennett, and the Mercy. It's Jesse Bennett, guitar player. Up and coming young guitar player. Rocking the scene. All right, I think I'm caught up. What? Oh, Mike, yeah, thank you very much. And hey, the Nags is shipping, I got this for traveling on planes. Nags is shipping the headless. They have some Severin LM. These are my model guitars. See the little thing there going on? They just started shipping these, or I don't know, they just started making. There's, I think 10 or so that they're working on. I saw pictures of it yesterday and today. And I'm headed to Australia, where I had to leave a guitar. The reason I got the headless is because I had to leave a guitar in Australia because they wouldn't let me on a plane with it. I only had a gig bag. I did not want to check it in a gig bag. But it's a beautiful guitar. This guitar that's on the cover shot of the live streams. And I'm going to bring that back. Oh, that slideshow was from the opening of the Emerald USA showroom in Stuart, Florida. Katie Martin and I went down and played that and had a blast. My friend Jeff Grayson flew down from Colorado and sat in with me, and we had a blast too. It's getting late. I know I got started a little late. Let me see if this works. I'm going to play another song. Does not. Oh, Let me fix that. Oh, I can't fix that. Hold on a second. It's not technically a technical issue. Not technically a technical tech. Ralph, what cities in Australia? I know I'll be in Brisbane, Suncoast, Gold Coast, Brisbane proper, and then I'm headed down to Tasmania because I've been wanting to play Tasmania for the last 3 years, and I think that's going to happen now. Not sure if Melbourne's going to happen, but it's probably be that. I've done Margaret River and Perth twice. I played the West Australian Guitar Festival, actually, yeah, which was great. I don't think I'm doing that this year. In fact, I know because it would be in October. So if it's happening, it would be in October. And I will be back before October 1st. All right, let me see if I can, where'd it go? Here we go. No. Okay, there's the ship. You can see me, you can hear me, but you can't hear my guitar because oop, I need that to loop, don't I? I don't think that will loop. Oh yes, it will. See if it'll loop. That was made by my friend. Oh, this is a second. Yeah, there it is. It's made by my friend Camille. All right. So how do I gotta get me in there. Bear with me. This is gonna cover that up in a second. But just for a second. If any of you out there work with Twitch, you know what you understand what's going on. Hey, Showburger, LA in the house. I'm gonna play a song. And Jesse's on. Hey, Jesse. Yes, you like the shirt. Jesse, we were talking about that and the show on the 29th at David's listening room, 105 listening room. All right, I'm going to play a little bit more and then I'm going to hop off and get to work. Got to eat something, get to work. But I'm going to play a little bit more. There we go. Hey, Vince. Vince Chanella's on. Vince does a show every Monday night called Monday Night Live. Vince in New Jersey. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Hey, Allie. Yes, I got my Akuba hat. New Zealand hat. New Zealand. Australia hat. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. Jeannie with the super chat. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Ralph. Thank you very much. Hi, Felicia. Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you'd like to support these live streams, I've been doing Tuesday Night Live for 8 years, a little over 8 years, or maybe a lot over 8 years. And then the Acoustic show on Sunday nights since 2020, since COVID. Thank you, Brett. And I have to say, there's quite a few of you have been watching every show, every stream, that's twice a week, from COVID and some before that. So I really want to appreciate that. I want to say thank you. If you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and subscribe. That helps send it out to other people. And if you're on Twitch, please hit the like button or subscribe. It does cost something on Twitch, but it goes directly to me, or a percentage of it goes directly to me. I don't know what I'm saying today. I'm in the zone. I'm in a weird, cool but weird vibe. Thank you guys for tuning in. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll do my best when I get to Australia to keep it that way. It's a whole different day, but still it's to make it the same time here. So as always, a quote by my friend Zach Friedhoff, if I can find it. When I gave all my love and I've gone home, they'll say I was here, and I put a little dent in fear, and that I made someone smile. I hope I made you guys smile tonight. I smiled. And hey, Dale Palmer. Good night, everyone. Stay safe, healthy, and happy. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys Sunday.
Larry Mitchell, everybody, on guitar. Larry, welcome to the show. Larry, nice job. Larry Mitchell. Wow, that was nice, man.